busy really in the fight against drugs. The fight against drugs is actually a working network of the big ones. And unless you're able to destroy the apparatus national level, you'd not be able to get a relief sa drug problem natin. Kasi yan sila nagpapalitan ng teritoryo. If it is hot there, if it is medyo alanganin, they just transfer to another territory, and it's the art of accommodation and compromise. Yun ang laro dito sa Pilipinas. And the reason I am not so keen about going after gambling is not because I want it. I do not want it, just like any other administrator of a country, lalo na mahirap. The problem is I do not have the men na to focus on one area kagaya ng droga. Kasi pag nabakante ang network dyan, nature hates vacuum. And somebody will just have to take over the vacuum that you leave. So from one of sweating yung patad, the distribution would shift to droga. Kasi nasanay na ang mga tao, under a lot of activity, it's really an apparatus. And unless you're able to deal with the apparatus, which is really the meat of the matter, you'd not be able to stop sweating. For that matter, sugal, pati yung droga. But the more, the word insidious is really drugs. And it is sabi nila disease, it is, but it is an acquired and willingly. It is a disease which you get with your free will. Sabihin nga nila, sakit yan, hindi. Tama yan, magkakasakit ka talaga, but it is an acquired disease. And in terms of health, in the area of health, magastos yan. For the 4 million to be rehabilitated, reduce it to something like 2 plus. Baka yung iba naman kaya nila magpaggamot na even in the medical city, it's about 300 pesos a month. Kwenta-kwenta namin dito sa cabinet meeting kahapon. By the way, after so much debate, yung climate change, pipirmahan ko, it was a unanimous vote, except for 1 or 2. Ako yung isa, which was arguing about if it's a binding treaty, you have to have a sanction. But it's binding. If you read the treaty, it's binding, but there is no sanction. So that if it is a low country in terms of economic level, the big ones will always force you to do it. But if it is the highly industrialized countries, there's nothing you can do about it. Because yung sanctions cannot be done by the smaller nations, let alone without the powers of pressure. The name of the game is pressure. And isa pa dyan, do we get the money? Now remember, contrary to the popular belief, we read the contract word for word. Yung pera na to be culled sa mga rich industrial countries, hanggang doon lang. And there is no binding agreement that they have to pay this and that. At yan sabi nila na they're forced to say that, sali na tayo dito, kung magkaroon tayo ng damage, makakolekta ka dyan sa 200 million revolving fund o 300 billion or million. But whatever it is, the industrious countries have been known not to honor financial obligations, especially America. It has not paid its dues to the United Nations. Late yan sila mag-work. At hindi kung hindi ka makabayad dyan sa America, United Nations, mas lalo na kung... So it's more or less a problem of perception. But yes, I presented the strongest argument against it, although later bumigay siya. Ako naman, because it's a cabinet decision, I'll go along with it and sign it. As I promised you, I will not solve this problem alone. I will place it on the table, give the cabinet members, the whole of the cabinet to vote. Kasi ako ngayon, hindi talaga ako kumpante. But of course, we are now bound if we sign it. But in matters of enforcement, if you say it's a binding treaty, there has to be a sanction. So otherwise, if you don't, there's something coming up your way. The problem is read again and again, and you'll find that there is sanction. Even in the matter of contributing the money to a common fund, read again, because it does not say about payment of damages that you may incur in a storm or a typhoon like Yolanda. That money you can borrow to build your anti-pollution, anti-carbon emission. It is a money that has to be used in a different way, not an outright payment for the damages. For after all, ang hinihingi lang nila sa atin is 0.3, with China about 24 carbon emissions footprints. Tayo 0.3 lang ang hinihingi nila sa atin. But ang national law natin says that over the years, we will have to reduce it by 70, if I'm not mistaken. Hindi na kaya sobra nga eh. Ang hinihingi nila, 0.3. There's really no point in even insisting on signing it. Because the national law, which binds us only, says that we have to reduce it by 70. Look at the law. Hindi na kailangan nga eh. 0.3 lang hinihingi nila. We overshot it by 1,000 miles. 70 yung atin. So ang hingi nila sa atin ngayon is hindi na 70 but 0.3. But we have a law which if we don't amend or change or modify, it imposes a more stringent and strict number. That's why it took us several hours to finish the cabinet meeting, only to dwell on that particular issue. But hopefully, I said, with the decision, which I myself decided to be decided by the committee as a whole. So, walang problema ho yan. Apurado lang kasi yung iba. So, when they were blubbering their mouth about not my signing, I did not have a single even one-page paper before in front of me. So what do I sign? What do I study? Ang mahirap kasi, when one starts to, but that's always the vow in the freedom of the press. Whether you're too early or too late, as long as you are read on by other people, they love to be in hurry. Wala pa naman sa, when I said that I was not keen to it, I was only expressing my expression. I do not lose the freedom of expression just because I am the president. I am not barred from giving my own opinion just because I am a president. And I do not lose the right to just go down the melee with the media just because I am president. So those are the things that, those are the vow of the moment that controls our freedom of expression. Pero ako, I believe in freedom of expression. I believe in the free press. I believe in the right to peaceably assemble to air a grievance. But most of all, as a lawyer, my favorite quotation comes from Disraeli. Disraeli was a famous politician during his time. And he would say, always, I may disagree by what you say, but I will defend your right to death to say it. Yan ang paborito ko talaga. And that's a quotation which comes out from my mouth when we start to talk about freedom. But let me assure you that I decided to form a task force and look into itong mga ganitong patayin yung malalim yan. But most of it is actually the criticism that yung gustong pumatay, kaya niya nagawa. Or you traverse to another territory, and that is the family. Remember that freedom of the press is mostly geared against the establishment, the state, and its abuses. And that is why the fourth estate is there to fight the abuses of the first and second or third branches of government. You are the fourth. So, ang dapat lang, but some order in the provincial news, pardon me for saying it really, but it is true. Yung kulang yung dito, tapos, sabi nga nila, inutusan lang magbili ng pan, pagbalik, announcer na. Just because yung iba, malakas kasi so they are the contenders of, kung mayroong kasi kung mahusay ka magbaboy ng tao, enjoy yung mga, so you get a lot of the market. But it could be dangerous. Hindi basta-basta mag-media. Lalo na kung you talked about the existing subwetting. Yung iba sa amin noon, prosecutor pa ako, mabigyan, tapos kuminto, magdaldal uli, maghingi. So wala nang katapusan. That's one. Second is you go overboard by attacking the wife, the child. It's a no-no. Naghingi ka talaga ng kamatayan dyan. Especially if you attack the children. Buwete pa, baski yung tao lang mismo, balik-balik ta rin mo babuyin mo. But never, never enter into the private domain of private lives. Talagang hirit ang kanya. Lalo na anak, asawa, gano'n. Yung asawa niya, nangaliwa, yung asawa niya, hostess yan, delikado pa. Because, people can they can swallow insults, lalo na kung totoo. But hindi nila kaya yung babuyin mo yung pamilya. Because never they learn the pattern. One man's sin cannot be the sin of the family. So yung yung iba dyan papasok doon sa probinsya tapos ganon. Ayun ang delikado. It's more of education sa ethics and whatever there is in media. Aking, that's just a piece of advice. So once upon a time, I was there down. And marami ako, pati ako napagbintangan pa. Pati yung sinasabi nila nag-atake sa akin, it made me more popular. It guaranteed the 23 years of my mayorship. Alam mo, ang nagkamali dito, politika tapos naman. Hinihirita nila ako sa law and order. Hinihita nila ako sa kriminal na yan ang gusto ng tao. Kaya ako nanalo baski hindi ako kilala because I was carrying the message. Law and order. O kung hindi law and order, at least ang tao hungry for a peaceful community. It could be a barangay, it could be a city, basta community niya. Pag nakauwi yung anak nila, wala na silang takot, nakalalakad na sila. That is why the rating for me mas mataas. They never learned the lesson. In Davao, for the 10 elections, ang akin babae, pati extermination of, on both, I said, totoo yan. Hindi mo naman masabi. It's really useless magsabi siya, ikaw, tarantado ka, o this way, tarantado ako. You are not a statesman. You are not like a presidential. Oh, I never said I was a statesman. Ang pagkaalam ko, tumakbo ako presidente. Hindi ako tumakbo na pagka-statesman. My language is rough. Well, you know from where I came from. I've always been that way. No apologies. No excuses. I go down. I should go down. Babagsak na yan siya. Well, of course, I should. Hindi ako hindi ako nagbubuko na. Sinasakyan. Pag sinabi mo, kay Duterte yung trabaho yan, ay totoo. So, start proving, and if you have the case, build it up. And if you have the goods, file it in court. Ganon talaga ang, di mo ako makipag-argue sa, tawagin nila ako, ganon. Totoo yan. Kilala man ninyo ako pag tumakbo ako. Pinili ako ninyo. Pag sabi, next year, babagsak na yan. Good. Pag sabi ng iba na yung military, magkudita. Good. Sabi ko sa kanila, magkaibigan man tayo, let me know. You come here sa Malacanang, mag-line up kayo dyan, uniforme kayong lahat, raise your right hands, and I will address to you. Ladies and gentlemen, ito yung mga bagong rulers ng ating bansa. They can do better than iba, galit doon sa komunista. And to think that we are not suffering any losses sa tao, pati bala. Just imagine you sign a document to purchase 26,000 rifles. What's the purpose of it? Because a Filipino would kill it against a Filipino. That weapon. So, big deal yung sabihin na we are not selling anything. The better. Lesser arms, the better. Mapupunta lang yung iba sa NPA. Tama na yung, we are not losing either, but we are not winning. We are trying to contain them, and we're doing pretty well with that. Pero sabihin mo na there will be a massive demonstration that this millionaire lady from America would fund it. Sus Maria Josep. No need. Come here and I will install you as the new ruler. Solbahin mo lang yung problema sa komunista, sobrehan mo yung MI, MN, BI, Maote, pati Abu Sayyaf. If you can solve the problem, good riddance. Be my guest. I have no illusions about hanging on power. I'm not the kind. And I said, if you can or you can craft a law na itong federal setup, it is the only framework of government that can produce peace in the land. Whether you want to believe me or not, that's the proposition. Nothing else would appease the Moro people. You don't give it to them. We've been at war for 45 years. Another 4 to 5 years will do for this country. The Moro, ganon rin. We've been fighting since 1972. No agreement, no nothing. I do not know if they would talk to. But Ms. Wari is just around. Although may mga kasalanan na sambong seeds, but what can we do? There is something more solvable for the moment than just continue hating each other. With that, I end my talk with you, and I'd like to welcome you to Malacañang, and I call this the People's Palace. I've changed it, but they keep on calling it. It's not really a palace, it's just a piece of wood here with some, talaga palace to, totoo lang. And this has been occupied. There's a place there where there is a stone memorial indicating where I think the mother of Rizal knelt down to beg the Governor General of the Spaniards to spare the life of Rizal. So it's a kaya na nakatira dito simply because it has been used by so many people that oppressed us along the way all these years. For the 400 years under Spain, under 50 years. And they lived off of the fat of the land. And they have the goal to say, we will not give you assistance. Parang sa Bisaya kasi yan, every time that they do that, and they have been always doing it, that's the usual practice. As if you're addressing. Sa amin yan, I don't know what's the correct. It's an idiom actually. It's a Visayan idiom when you say, patay gutom. Means to say, hirap ka na. I don't know what's the Tagalog. It's a colloquial or it's an idiom. Basta kami yung mga Bisaya, pag anong, with contempt, sabihin ka, patay gutom itong yawa na ito. So ganon sila. They treat us that way. I said, they forgot that they enjoyed 40 years of unimpeded, unbridled exploitation of our country. And you tell me now, you do not deserve the crumbs of our favor. God. Marunong itong mga gago na to. Can we proceed now? Is it the... maliit lang. Akala ko lahat kayo mga opisyal. Civilian lang pala yung iba. Can I request you to raise your right hands and repeat after me? I state your name. having been elected to the position of, state your position, solemnly swear that I will well faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my present position and of all others I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines. I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. I'll bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines.
I will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines.
And that impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. We have the new set of officers.